But usually companies do not only use regulations, but they do other things to ensure the compliance of these subcontracted companies to meet those conditions. Can you give some examples of how they really ensure? Just having regulations alone or contract alone won't work. Cite some examples. How it is done.
Usually, even though the companies are putting policies like that, usually some of the suppliers are not following that because they don't be loyal in the long run. So if that kind of thing is happening, we have to always monitor if the suppliers are following our policies when they are doing their businesses. Therefore, we can use a few of our employees to do a field visit and just check it out if there's any misregulation going on.
Yeah, actually, we have a person from the government industry. They really do audits. They in fact come all the way and make sure they do very frequent audits, as well as they make sure that supply visits are done all premises to ensure that the conditions are met. Just having regulations won't work. Thank you.
Do you think the 95% margin is sustainable for the jewelry trade?
As you may see in our appendix, we have shown in the jewelry market in European countries. So the main target segment in series is the young professionals. So also in the European market, the precious jewelry market is decreasing, growth is decreasing, while the costume jewelry are the growing market. So we recommended to go with the costume jewelry, and we think that the 95% of gross margin is okay with the CC, because CC should take the overall cost leadership. So then there may not be any problem.
Any idea of the sensitivity of the market?
Because they said that they may able to get the leadership because the jewelry market is not being upgraded continuously. So if they can go with innovative designs and all of kind of things that they are doing with the fashions and the clothing, so they may able to get a high profit margin from the jewelry.
The main emphasis of the company is on the fashion, but they can proceed with that emphasis in the jewelry industry also. Of course, they can get high efficiency, high profit margin.
On the IT side, your recommendation was to contact the customer. When you contact customers about money they owe, generally there's a lot of bad feeling that comes across. Your recommendation was to collect the money back. What was the thought process that you went through in getting to that decision, and what were the other alternatives that you thought about?
We have to first identify the customers who face with the IT failure. So basically, we are not take this issue to the public. We have to just directly contact the customers and inform that there was a problem in our IT system, so that we have to get your payment. So it's obvious that we cannot collect the 100%. We cannot recover the 100% of loss. But if we go with the first alternative, which is another company has already propose to collect their money, so there will be an 3 million loss, but they can mitigate total sunk cost.
In our experience, any customer that's unsatisfied, it means that you lose 10 customers on top of that. And do you think that it would be better to say at this instance that we will not be recovering it and send them a letter that this mistake has happened in the system, we will not be recovering it? By doing that, do you think that you will be able to increase sales and business overall?
Fortunately, this is not a loss for the customer. This is a loss for the company itself, because they have delivered the goods, but payment has not been authorized.
I have a question for you, please, on your celebrity marketing. I think you were in agreement that celebrity marketing was a good idea. Is that correct? And that you would look to use someone called Cool, which I understand is the European rock band.
Yeah, the scenario has given like that.
And would you agree that rock music is something which generally appeals to the younger male audience?
Sure.
And then I'm going to ask, is the young male audience really the audience you're looking to sell your jewelry into? So do you think the decision to go with a rock band is really going to satisfy your target market segment?
Now, using a rock band, now, the scenario revealed they are going to collaborate with the rock band. But now, as I said in my example, now Snoop Dogg is also kind of rock band, so still they could increase their revenue from that proposal. So this can't happen.
I would say, sorry to go into Snoop Dogg is actually a little bit more hip hop type music, but also that's clothing, which I think crosses the gender differences much easier. This is jewelry, which I think is heavily skewed towards female purchases. So the question I'm saying is, if I'm going to look for celebrity marketing and I'm going to have a sponsor for a jewelry business, is the choice of a rock group really the most appropriate, or do you not think you could find somebody else that would help your sales?
Considering the jewelry, we don't think that it is a wasteful idea, because we emphasize on the clothing in that sector only.
Do you think we have a liquidity problem, because you mentioned that we have a liquidity issue?
Or there is an issue. Because when it comes to liquid ratios, those stakeholders can be negative idea, because those ratios are being a little bit lower at the level in the industry. So those people, they can get a negative idea. So they will be in a jeopardy to invest in the company. So that's the problem.
And you recommended to increase some current assets. What current assets?
I mean, they can take some long-term loan. That is the most accepted thing in the industry. Usually, if you want to increase the liquid ratios in the company, usually in the industry, some of the companies I have seen, they get long-term loans.
So you recommended to increase current assets.
Yeah.
Which current assets?
Money.
In cash?
Yeah, cash.
Take a loan and keep cash, is it?
Paying off debts as well.
I mean, say our body is fast fashion. We don't need inventory, isn't it? So naturally, we expect low ratio. So you take school market, for example. They'll have much lower current ratio. So suppliers, we don't pay basically in the market. They pay it in 3 months. And your inventory, everything is cash sales almost. With credit card sale, you get money 2 days, 3 days. So I mean, should you work to improve ratios of the best of the accounts, because maybe we don't have business issue there.
The problem is that the current ratio is even below the 1.
No problem. School market is 0.2, 0.3 sometimes.
I think just to expand on your point a little further, if you're going to go out and borrow money long, you're going to get charged high interest rate. If you sit with it in cash, you're going to receive very little back. So there you are sitting in a situation where in fact you're paying the luxury of sitting on cash with what is probably mostly a cash business.
Actually, we try to get a good name to the stakeholders, so then they will invest with companies. So then, of course, we can get a capital from companies. So that's why. Because they might get negative ideas about companies, they are having low liquidity ratios. So that's why we suggested to improve their liquidity ratios. So then they, the stakeholders will be attracted to the company. You identified one of the issues is the IT failure as the number 3. Can you cite in real world examples of similar experiences, the companies that we meet, where they have failed to kind of inform their companies, backup plans, failure of similar nature in America? It's a very large IT failure where 50,000 customers were affected. When the Snap Peak operation, there was IT failure.